Guys, it's me, Mary. I wanted to do a sit down reflection type of vlog about how things have been going for me this year. And to be honest with you guys, they have been absolutely terrible. I'm not the only one, I'm sure, that's having a lousy year out there. But for those of you that don't already know from my other social media platforms that follow me and engage with me, my dad died. He passed away on February 10th of this year, which was 5 months from yesterday. Yesterday marked 5 months since his passing. He lived an extraordinary life that a lot of people envied. He did what he loved professionally up until the night before he was admitted to the hospital. But sadly, his congestive heart failure caught up with him, and he was developing kidney issues around the time of his hospitalization. So a combination of those two were the main factors in his passing. And the first thing a lot of people ask is, how are you doing? And it's such a basic question, but yet it has such a complex answer, because I can have days and moments where I'm okay, and my mind almost tricks me, like I'm back in that past life, like, and not past like life as in lives, reincarnation and all that, but how life was before my dad passed. And then I have a lot of days where I really struggle with even the motivation of getting out of bed, and I feel like I'm just going through the motions and putting on a performance for everybody. And there's not really much of an in-between. I am definitely not the same person I was before this. I've really come to see how quickly that people can change. I almost lost words there for a moment. One thing about losing somebody like that in such a sudden and unexpected way is you have a lot of what if questions that come to mind, but also you realize like who is really there for you and who isn't. And sometimes people will be there for you at first in the beginning after a major loss like that, but then they don't want you to burden them with your grief too much. And so like after a few weeks or maybe like the first month, they will back off and stop checking on you. And as a grieving person myself, that's not what I had hoped for from quite a few people. But I am truly thankful for those that have been so supportive. Work in particular has been absolutely wonderful to me. I am so lucky to have a job where I feel respected, loved, and appreciated by everybody. I really do. I don't take that for granted because it's hard to find. People have been asking me too a lot about how my mom is doing too, and she is kind of the same as me. She has her good days and then she has her bad days. Her health has also declined since his passing too, and she's due for some more medical tests and procedures to try to correct some issues, especially like physically and mobility wise. We're keeping an eye on her cardiac health as well too, given that she had such a major surgery around this time last summer. It's just the two of us at home, and we're doing the very best that we can. But now a lot of the expenses and financial aspects of things fall on me because I'm the only one that's working in the household now. A lot of people couldn't believe that my dad still worked at 94, and some days I couldn't either, but yet he wasn't your typical 94-year-old. His mind was as sharp as a tack. That was never an issue. It was just his body that unfortunately gave out on him. I words can't even express how much I miss him. We had a public memorial service for him in April. We're doing a private one next fall with relatives and everything that live in different places because it was hard for everybody to come on short notice to the one in April, because if you pass in February and April, that's only 2 months, you know. And I do have a wonderful therapist who I see bi-weekly too, and she's been wonderful with referring resources and helping me navigate not only, you know, this loss, but just other stressors that have been, you know, a part of my life too for years, and how to move forward in a time where so much is uncertain. I also too, I feel like at times, like, I'm gonna be stuck. That's like one word that comes to mind when people say like how you're feeling. I feel like I'm stuck because my mind still replays my dad's final days on a loop over and over again, and I replay what life was like before, and I miss what life was like before, and I'm afraid sometimes that I'm never gonna have some of those experiences again, and I'm trying to slowly get out of my comfort zone and experience some of those things that I've never experienced before, or things I haven't done in a long time that I used to do with my dad, because that's such a huge piece of me. That's something I shared with my dad, was a love of traveling. He opened up like so many doors for my mom and I, and we have so many memories, and I am so grateful that I'm one of those people that's like, capture the photo, capture the video, just do it because you want to remember this, so you don't lose that. And I'm one of those people. I'm proud to say and thankful to say that I have a lot of really good photos and videos. I could do like a whole montage of them. I've done like mini montages on TikTok and Instagram. But yeah, I really miss my dad. I'm never going to be completely the same person I was before. I hope to eventually not feel the grief so sharply, but it's hard because I'm in the first year, and the first year is always the most difficult. It's the first year first, as they say. The first this holiday without my dad, and the first that without my dad, and my parents' wedding anniversary is coming up in a few weeks, and that's going to be the first one for my mom, and then it's, you know, before I know it, it'll be Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that's my favorite time of year, and that's obviously going to look very different now and feel lonely to some degree. So I just have to ask for people to be patient with me and understanding. I'm still learning. I'm learning how to adjust to this quote-unquote new normal that everybody talks about after losing a parent or another very close loved one. Things change. They really do. But as I am sitting here talking about how life has been for the last few months, I do want to recommend this book that I'm actually currently in the middle of reading right now for those that are struggling with a major loss. It's called I Wasn't Ready to Say Goodbye: Surviving, Coping, and Healing After the Sudden Death of a Loved One by Brooke Noel and Pamela D. Blair. I actually haven't even finished it yet, but I've been reading a few different books on grief, and this is by far the best one that I've read. It's so relatable, and it emulates so many of the feelings that a grieving person feels, and I cannot recommend it enough. So even if you personally haven't experienced a major loss, like a parent, a spouse, a child, or so forth, but you know somebody who has, I cannot recommend this book enough. It really is validating in a time where I often don't feel validated, because quite a few people I know have not experienced this major loss in their lives yet. Please pick up this book. Cannot recommend it enough. But yeah, that's how life has been so far this year, and the year is only like halfway over, and I'm hoping, as we get into the second half of the year, that the pain will lighten up a little bit, and I continue to pick up the pieces that have been broken. I'm starting to move forward a little bit, but yet I'm feeling guilty about that too. But it's hard because when you're stuck mentally to the events leading up to a loved one's passing, when you're still stuck in that mindset, people get tired of that. But then if you move on too quickly, people will, guilt you for having moments of happiness, even if they're only fleeting. And I'm trying to, find that balance, and I'm getting there, but it's a process. And unless you've been through it yourself, you will probably never understand that. And it's not a club or a process that I want anyone to have to experience. It's terrible. I do not recommend it. But that's a part of life, and and I'm weeding out people, like weeding out in the sense of getting rid of people that no longer serve a purpose to me in my life, or people that I feel like I'm outgrowing, and I've been doing that quite deeply the last few months. Like, I've really assessed like who I should have in my life moving forward as I'm in my late 20s heading towards 30, and who it's time to say goodbye to. Some people in your life for a reason, others for a season, and others for a lifetime, and I stand by that 100%. I'm a firm believer of it. I love you guys. Thanks for still watching my videos. I know usually I do singing covers, but today I wanted to sit down and talk about my feelings for a little bit. Love you all. Bye.